for the title. Who's that going to be against? Islam Makhachev, of course, okay? Is he going to be for the BMF? No, because that's Max Holloway.
Under the guidance of Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev has kicked off his intense training camp in preparation for his upcoming clash with Ilia Topuria. On the other hand, Ilia Topuria has also begun his rigorous training camp, sharpening his skills and conditioning his body as he prepares for the biggest test of his career against Islam Makhachev. Michael Bisping also said it's clear that Ilia Topuria's training camp has started, and his name is all over the internet and social media. He mentioned that, according to respected journalist Alvaro Colmenero, Topuria will be fighting during International Fight Week, and the fight will be for a title. Bisping believes the opponent will likely be Islam Makhachev, and he clarified it won't be for the BMF title, since that title belongs to Max Holloway.
We know one thing, camp has begun. All you gotta do is Google the name Ilia Topuria. It's all over the internet, it's all over Twitter, it's everywhere. Camp has begun, and according to a respected journalist, Alvaro Colmenero, Ilia Topuria will be fighting at International Fight Week for a title, I am told, okay? For the title. Who's that going to be against? Islam Makhachev, of course, okay? Is he going to be for the BMF? No, because that's Max Holloway.
Merab Dvalishvili said that Ilia Topuria has to fight Islam Makhachev, especially since Makhachev vacated his belt and is no longer in the 145-pound division. Dvalishvili believes Topuria is the most deserving contender for the 155-pound belt, but somehow Makhachev is avoiding him. He recalled that during a press conference, Makhachev told him that he respects him, but when there's a top contender, he should fight him. Dvalishvili agreed and said he was ready to fight, but now Makhachev is avoiding Topuria, giving other reasons. He emphasized that everyone agrees Ilia deserves this fight and hopes it will happen soon.
So Ilia has to fight Islam Makhachev, especially he vacated his belt, and he's not anymore 145, and he's the best deserving contender for the 155 belt, but somehow Islam ignoring him. I'm sure you guys, everybody remember that Islam told me only one word in press conference: Merab, I respect you, but when you have a top contender, you should fight him. And I said, okay, I'm fighting. But now he has a top contender as a Ilia Topuria, but he's not fighting because he's saying some other things, and we all agree that Ilia deserves this fight more, and hopefully this happening.
However, Islam Makhachev's training under Khabib Nurmagomedov focuses on wrestling, grappling, and strategy. Their sessions emphasize control, transitions, and mental toughness. Makhachev trains with top fighters, refining his techniques in intense cardio, conditioning, and skill drills. Khabib's guidance ensures Makhachev stays sharp, adaptable, and prepared for any challenge. Moreover, Tim Welch stated that people claim Islam Makhachev walks around at 195 pounds. He pointed out that Ilia Topuria has a wide boxing stance, but once Makhachev touches his legs and gets on top of him in half guard, he doesn't see Topuria getting up.
Islam, people say he's walking around 195 pounds. Ilia's got this wide boxing stance. As soon as Islam touches his legs, gets on top of him in half guard, I just do not see him getting up.
Bilal Muhammad discussed how people often disrespect Khabib's team, constantly rooting for them to lose. He pointed out that when Islam Makhachev defeated Alexander Volkanovski, who was the pound-for-pound best fighter at the time, people criticized Islam for not finishing him, even though it was a close fight. Then, after Islam finished Volkanovski, people downplayed the victory by saying Volkanovski was a 145-pound fighter. Bilal argued that if Islam dominates Ilia Topuria, who is likely smaller than Volkanovski, people would still find a way to downplay it, claiming Topuria could always go back to 145 pounds.
The people never want to give Team Khabib their respect, right? They want to see them lose so bad. They just want to, shun them and, put hate on them no matter what it is. Where like when he beats Volkanovski, who was the pound for pound best fighter in the world at that time, in a close fight, it was like, oh, he sucks, blah, blah. He didn't finish him. He should have finished him. He's a 45er. Then he goes out there, finishes him, and it's like, well, Volkanovski was a 45er. So now Topuria, I think he's a little bit smaller than Volkanovski, he's going to move up. And then if Islam dominates him, oh, well, he's a 45er. He could go back down. So there's really nothing to gain for Islam from fighting him.
Bilal also emphasized that Islam's call for Topuria to earn his title shot wasn't about refusing to fight him, but about giving him the opportunity to prove himself. He explained that Islam's resume has been consistently criticized, and people have been hating on him regardless of his achievements. He said that Topuria should first face a top contender, like Charles Oliveira, to earn his shot, as Islam had already earned his position by defeating top fighters in the division. Bilal pointed out that when Volkanovski moved up, he had already defeated everyone in his weight class, whereas Topuria still had contenders left to face at 145 pounds.
So when he says, oh, let him fight somebody else, earn it, like, he's not saying I won't fight him. He's saying, bro, let him earn it. Like, we already had to deal with this already. People are already shunning my resume. They're hating on me no matter what. So let him go out there, beat like a Charles Oliveira. Why would it have to be for a title? You vacated your title. You wanted to move up on your own. You didn't want to cut the weight. And it's not like you beat 10, you defended the belt like 10 times at 45 or at 5 times, right? When Volkanovski did it, he already beat everybody there. And, he was earned his shot to move up. Topuria, he still had Diego Lopez at the time. He still had Yair down there. Ivalov, who's undefeated, right? There's still a lot of guys for him at 45 to fight. He's just choosing to move up on his own. So that's why I think he should fight at least one more fight at 55 to earn a title shot. It shouldn't be no interim title shot. It shouldn't be nothing, because this time's defending every year.
However, MMA Guru said that Ilia Topuria has a round or two to try and finish Islam Makhachev, as Makhachev is good at ending fights quickly with his grappling. He acknowledged that Topuria is up against the odds, but believes he could still pull off the win. MMA Guru added that it would be exciting to see Ilia land a clean shot on Makhachev's chin and knock him out, saying it would be funny.
He's got a round or two to put away Makhachev. Makhachev's good at putting away people in a round or two with his grapplings. I think he's up against the odds, but he can definitely pull it off.
And would you just love to see Ilia clip Islam on the chin and just sleep him?
It'd be funny. I want it to win.
Bilal Muhammad further argued that Islam shouldn't be expected to fight a 145-pounder moving up to 155 pounds without earning it. He noted that Islam has defended his title and has fought some tough challenges, including being dropped by Jai Herbert and taken down by Bryce Mitchell. He also pointed out that Islam's style, especially his grappling and head kick, makes him a dangerous opponent. Bilal said that Islam's focus should be on other 155-pound contenders like Justin Gaethje, who deserves a title shot, or fighters like Paddy Pimblett and Arman Tsarukyan, who are also contenders in the division.
He went up there already. He got dropped by Jai Herbert. We've seen him get taken down by Bryce Mitchell. Like, if Islam gets on top of you, takes you down, you're not getting back up. If Islam hits you with that head kick, you're not getting back up. So for them, it's like, what am I going to gain from it? What is there to gain for Islam, besides just the money, right? It's just like, all right, well, I haven't fought Justin Gaethje yet. He's, no matter who Justin fights, he deserves a title shot, right? Like, he could get one win and fight for a title. Paddy Pimblett's on a long streak right now. There's guys at 55 that he can fight. Arman's still there, right? There's other opponents for him to fight. So, like, he's not desperate to have to fight a 45.
Moreover, Chael Sonnen questioned the notion that Islam Makhachev has a significant size advantage over Ilia Topuria, noting that a 10-pound difference between weight classes is minimal. He dismissed the idea that Ilia has no chance as an exaggeration, explaining that top wrestlers often find their toughest opponents are the best fighters from the class below.
Do guys that size not know? I mean, there is a different size of guy. Like, there's little guys that don't know they're little guys, and then that's really offensive. It's like really offensive if you call them. I'm not attempting to be offensive. Do 45 pounders and 55 pounders not know? You weigh the same thing. You weigh the exact same thing. If you get on a scale and it says 145, and another dude gets on the scale and it says 155, that scale says the exact same thing. Are you not aware of that? Do guys that size not know that? There is no size difference between Ilia and Islam. It's a 145 versus a 155.
Daniel Cormier expressed his respect for Ilia Topuria, but made it clear that Islam Makhachev isn't afraid of him. Having known Islam for years, Cormier emphasized that fear isn't part of Islam's mindset. He also pointed out that fighters like Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and Michael Chandler don't fear each other because as true fighters, fear doesn't influence their approach.
Ilia Topuria is a cool guy, but I kind of disagree. Well, I know for sure Islam Makhachev is not afraid of him. I'll tell you this, as a person that's a friend of Islam, a person that's known Islam for years and years, he's not afraid of him. So while Ilia Topuria may strike some fear in most or some, Islam's not afraid of him. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, like, neither is Justin Gaethje, neither is Charles Oliveira, neither is Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler. Those guys aren't afraid of each other. They're fighters. And when you're a fighter, fear is kind of the last thing that crosses your mind in regards to another fighter.
Beneil Dariush stated that while Ilia Topuria might be the most deserving new contender in the lightweight division, he doubts Islam Makhachev and his camp would be eager to offer another title shot to someone moving up from featherweight. Dariush pointed out that after already facing 2 opponents from 145 pounds, Makhachev's team likely feels that chapter is closed and would now prefer fresh matchups within the 155-pound class. While he acknowledged that Topuria presents a unique threat, Dariush noted that Topuria's history in the featherweight division makes the potential fight a hard sell for Islam's side.
If Ilia is coming into the division, I honestly think he's the most deserving, but I don't think Makhachev and his team right now want to give a shot to another 45er. I think they feel like they did it twice. That's enough, you know. Now they want contenders, and at the same time, but Makhachev also wants to fight new guys, so it's kind of one of those things where you're stuck because you have a new opponent, but he's a former 45er, and you're like, I don't want to fight another 45er. So it's a weird.
Michael Chandler highlighted the size difference between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, noting that Islam is the bigger fighter in the lightweight division. While Chandler praised Islam's grappling, he gave Ilia the edge in striking. He emphasized that if Ilia can avoid being taken down, he might have a chance, but ultimately, Islam's strength, experience, and well-rounded skill set likely give him the advantage in the matchup.
If Islam fights Ilia, I mean, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight, and he's good in every area. However, Ilia's definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia. But I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down, I mean, grappling with 145-pounders is a lot different than grappling with Islam, who is one of the best grapplers that we've seen in a very long time. He's strong. He's great at doing damage and getting good positions. I'd have to give the edge to Islam just by size, by strength of schedule thus far, and defending the belt, but I wouldn't count Ilia out.
Alexander Volkanovski shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, acknowledging that while Islam would be a tough challenge for Topuria, Ilia has the ability to catch him. Volkanovski praised Topuria's striking, especially his boxing, and noted how focused he is on finding the perfect moment to land his punches. He mentioned that even if things aren't going in Topuria's favor, he remains patient and determined to seize any opening. However, Volkanovski also pointed out that Islam would likely play it safe, knowing he needs to be defensive against Topuria's powerful strikes.
Yeah, so it's look, it just comes to can Ilia catch him? You know, that's what it is, and he definitely can. Ilia's very, especially with his approach, he really backs his strike and his boxing. He really knows that he will eventually find the chin, and he's stoic till that happens. You know what I mean? He is on task, and he doesn't, you know what I mean? He'll go, even if things aren't working, he's still going to try and find it. So I think Islam's going to be a tough matchup for him, because Islam can be quite defensive and safe. I think he's going to know he needs to play it safe with Ilia, because he knows Ilia is going to have that puncher's chance.
Arman Tsarukyan shared his perspective on a potential fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, describing it as a close and competitive matchup. He acknowledged Topuria's impressive boxing skills, but pointed out that he hasn't yet faced someone with Islam's level of wrestling. Tsarukyan believes the fight could go either way, and added that that if he doesn't get the title shot, Topuria would likely be next in line.
If Islam and Ilia fought for the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top 5.
Max Holloway feels that Islam Makhachev's all-around abilities make him a difficult opponent to bet against. He noted that Islam's experience and control of the fight would likely stop Ilia Topuria from winning. Holloway stressed that Islam's adaptability in every aspect of combat gives him the advantage in a potential fight.
Ilia versus Makhachev, what would you think? Who would win?
I mean, bro, it's hard to go against Islam. His fighting style is a tough one. You know, he likes wrestling. He likes striking. Now he's falling in love with his striking. It's hard to bet against Islam. At the end of the day, if he gets it, that's cool, but probably not. He has Volk and Diego driving down the door right now, so I think they might keep him down here.
Joe Rogan stated that it's clear Ilia Topuria deserves a shot at the lightweight title. He argued that when a reigning champion moves up, especially after knocking out fighters like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, the path to the next title is obvious. Rogan called it a no-brainer, emphasizing that Ilia has done everything needed to earn the opportunity and is now ready for 155 pounds, no longer wanting to stay at 145.
Because you have a world champion versus a world champion. Like, if anybody deserves a fight for the world title in the next weight class, it's you. It's simple. It's simple. You knocked out Max Holloway. I mean, it's simple. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. It's simple. That's a no-brainer. That's the fight. You know, he doesn't want to fight 45 anymore. He wants to fight 55. World title shot.
Demetrius Johnson shared his thoughts on the potential matchup, describing it as an intriguing fight. He noted Islam Makhachev's ability to use his length and throw body kicks, but questioned whether Ilia Topuria could catch one and transition into a takedown to start grappling. Johnson expressed doubt, suggesting that Topuria is a better boxer, and pointed out that we've already seen how Islam handles a skilled boxer like Dustin Poirier.
Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight. If he does fight Islam Makhachev, how do you think that fight goes?
I think it'll be an interesting matchup because I look at Islam's very good about using his length and throwing the body kick. So are we going to see Ilia Topuria catch a kick for a takedown and start grappling with him? I doubt it. Ilia Topuria is a better boxer. We saw what Islam could do against a good boxer when it comes to Dustin Poirier.
I think Islam's going to be a tough matchup for him.
Arnold Allen explained why he understands Islam Makhachev might hesitate to face Ilia Topuria, noting that Islam likely wants to fight legitimate contenders to strengthen his title reign, especially after facing featherweights, former featherweights, and replacements. Allen admitted that while Islam may not want to fight another smaller opponent, there's probably no bigger matchup than Ilia. He speculated that if Islam defeats Ilia impressively, it would be a major win. However, Allen acknowledged that every time he's counted Topuria out, Ilia has proven him wrong, so he wasn't ready to dismiss him this time. Still, he predicted that Islam would likely win, possibly by dominating the fight.
I understand why Islam wouldn't want it, right? He wants to fight legit contenders, and he's had like featherweights, ex-featherweights, late notice guys, replacements. He wants to sort of solidify his title reign, but probably is no bigger fight than Ilia, right? If he goes and batters Ilia, it looks pretty good.
Do you think he beats Ilia?
These guys, I don't know. To be honest, I've ruled him out a few. Oh, we're gonna get run. Hello.
About to get ran over. Sorry.
Ah.
My bad.
I don't know. Every time I've ruled him out, he proves me wrong. So yeah. I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, like I say, I think Islam wins and he gets ironed out. So
what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.